Okay, then we'll get started. I have a problem with my throat, so if I'm not audible enough, please alert me anytime. Okay. The connectivity is also not too good this morning. So if there is any interruption, you please let me know. Sanjay or somebody, please ring me up also, just in case I get disconnected and I don't notice it. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Thank you. So we'll get started. First of all, welcome to all of you to a new subject, a subject with a new flavor, particularly from the perspective of subjects that I used to offer. This is one with a touch of management as the topic indicates, principles of airport management. So first, I thank you all for the interest shown in the subject. Today, the first session, I'll make use of to, as I usually do, to give an overview of the course, the approach that we take, and how we go about it. Okay. So 15 AES 461, Principles of Airport Management. First, talking about airport. As we notice, the central theme to the subject is airport. Principles, management, etc. are centered around what we have as the core theme of the subject, which is airport. And one of the most important quotes, or what I like the most about airports, is that it's a passenger's first and last impression about the destination. So it's not just a travel point. It's not just a station where you take the flight or land the flight, get into a city, etc. Much more than that. Particularly in the modern world, the importance of airports primarily stem from the fact that it is airport is a passenger's first and last impression about the destination. The first impression about the destination when he or she enters the airport, and the last one, that is, if he or she is entering into the city through the airport, and the last impression if he or she is leaving the city by that particular airport. So either way, it creates an impression about the destination. Now, that's importance actually. As we see, as we will see more, as we dwell more into the subject, the modern design of airports, or the development of airports, or the future planning of airports is centered a lot around this particular theme. That is, it creates an impression, and it's important to leave a good impression in the passengers. Now, when you talk about the passengers can be obviously the most demanding customers, and they can be of different types actually. So when you say you have to create a lasting impression, or a good impression, the difficulty of the task comes from the fact that now whom are you going to satisfy? We are talking about passengers. Now passengers can be of different types, right? So their aspirations, their levels of motivation, their interests, or their attitude, their mentality, all can be different, right? So when we talk about the design of an airport, design of processes inside an airport, systems in airport, management in airport, etc., it should be catering to the requirements of the passengers, and the passengers themselves can be of uh, different types and different expectations, etc. Some may be very lazy, laid back, etc. Others may be very active, enthusiastic, etc. So what the passenger expects would be different, and it is likely to be different from person to person. But as a whole, the streamlining of the processes and the systems in the airport should be in such a way that the passengers leave the airport with a good impression. We will see specific aspects of this later when we discuss each component of the airport. That's the services that are provided to the passengers. What I want to carry forward from this particular slide is that a lot from in the design, operation, management, etc. of the airport, passenger comfort, or the requirements of the passenger, or the expectations of the passenger community has an important role. So we'll be touching from time to time on the passenger satisfaction aspect. Anyway, so an airport is much beyond a travel point. It has several other connotations related to that particular city, that particular destination. So the whole syllabus of this subject is centered around the importance of airports from the various perspectives associated. What we will look at in this particular session is we'll just go by the usual laundry list of the courses, the course objectives, the syllabus, etc. The mode of delivery, any evaluation. I'll have a. In fact, I just added it as a placeholder here, but I'll probably get back to you on that later. Then the textbook, and then how we hopefully will split the time per session, etc. So I'll just go by each of them. The course objectives. The first thing, we have this particular subject has, as per the syllabus, 4 course objectives listed. And sorry, course outcomes. Okay. CU stands for course outcomes. Course objective and course outcome. In fact, I should correct the title of it because what I have here are the course outcomes. Objectives and outcomes, not that they are not discussed, they are entirely different. The statement of them are different, wording of them. Wording is different in the sense, course outcome is what is expected or what a student can expect to be achieving from the course. Course objective is from the perspective of the instructor, what is intended to be done in the course. So what I am listing here, what I have listed here is actually the course outcomes. So from the student's perspective. CO1, understand various functions of airport management. What are intended or what are expected out of airport management? What all the functions that it should as a system? What are the functions it should serve? Is the understanding them is the first outcome from the student perspective. CO2, exposure to environmental regulation for airports. The environmental considerations will have, as we'll see see later, have an important role in the design as well as development of the airports. So we will try to understand what are the regulations that govern the requirements pertaining to the environmental considerations. Understand airline operations. So obviously airport is integrally related to airline operations. So we need to have a fundamental understanding about the airline operations as well. And then appreciate the role of logistics in airport management. The infrastructure that is meant specifically for logistics, the flow, etc., that we should have an understanding about it, because that's also related to the day-to-day function of it. So these are the listed course of outcomes of the subject of the course. So, now, this slide, I'm not listing the entire syllabus. I have another slide which just shows the syllabus, but then here my intention is just to show important topics, important sections from the syllabus. And we will be following this pattern almost in this course. So we'll just be going by this sequence which is listed here. First is aviation. So even before we talk about airport, so the first few sessions, as you will notice, we probably will not talk so much about airports, but we'll be talking more about aviation industry as such. And I don't think it needs explanation. It's very obvious. Aviation is so, or rather, airport to have a proper understanding about the airports. We should know what is aviation industry and where in the whole scheme of things airport fits in into the aviation industry as a whole. So that's the reason why aviation industry is dedicated a few sessions in this course. We will talk about, we'll start off with understanding what is meant by aviation industry, the history of aviation industry worldwide as well as in India, the present scenario, and some of the regulations which are important from the perspective of airports and aviation industry. And then we will come to airports. In the topic of airports, we'll discuss about planning, operation, organization of the airports, the administrative organization, the structure of organization, and what is the logic behind that kind of structure. And then coming to logistics and security related aspects, we'll discuss briefly about air transport services, in fact, even before logistics, air transport services, the emerging scenarios, and airline operations, the service and security aspects of it, and then cargo and logistics, warehousing, air cargo, etc. So this, in a nutshell, covers what we are going to cover in this particular course. And as you can see, the spectrum of these topics covers whatever is related to the day-to-day functioning of airports. And also it provides an insight to the history of it. So how it evolved, the airport, the aviation industry as such, and the operation of airports evolved over decades to what we see today. So that's an approach that we take in this course. If you look at this syllabus and the title goes as Principles of Airport Management. Now, if you see the listed topics, they talk about the elements or what constitute the operation of an airport. So that's probably more appropriately, the syllabus is more appropriately reflected as
Sorry, sir, but we can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I think I got disconnected for some time. Sorry, am I back? Am I audible back now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So, uh, the principles of airport management. So what it requires to manage the airport, the information or the insight to the various components, the systems, their requirements, the expectations from the user's perspective from all these. That is what constitute the major part of this course. So that's how it connects to the topic of management. Textbook. This is the listed textbook. I think 2 textbooks are listed in the syllabus. Wells A, Airport Planning and Management, and Principles of Airport Management. I'll be taking a little bit from these textbooks, but I'm not too happy about them. So the course material that I take will be from a variety of sources, including several surveys, studies, papers, regulatory reports, etc. And the surveys include those of ICAO, the International Civil Aviation Organization, and IATA, International Air Transport Association, etc. So we will be making use of observations, findings, etc. From place to place from all those. A lot of live materials will be made use of. The limitation that I see with these textbooks are because both are by US authors, and a lot of descriptions in them are specific to US systems. And typically, a drawback of US authors is that for them, the world outside USA is more like a null set, or it's like a void. So a lot of what they state there are specific to the US, to the United States, whereas particularly for a subject like airport, a lot of things, a lot of them depend on the regions, the national rules and regulations, the government policies, which may vary from nation to nation, etc. So wherever required, we will use materials that can give a more international perspective in general, and also wherever required, we will also draw from sources that are specific to Indian rules and regulations. So we'll be certainly taking some materials from these textbooks, but we'll not be following entirely the scheme of presentation given in these textbooks. This is the whole syllabus. Actually, I'm not going to read it out because the outline that I have given is what is there. So it starts off with history, regulations, and then current trends, etc. Then talking about airport management, the planning, operation area, terminal building, what constitutes a terminal building, what are the processes required, and also then different aspects of air transport processes and airline operations, then logistics, cargo, etc. So we have discussed all that. So we have just mentioned all these. I'm not going to repeat all this here. So the syllabus is there anyway for you to see frequently. Course delivery, I'll be trying to follow the pattern that we have been, but then being a fast track course, I probably won't be able to limit it always to 20 minutes of talk. I may probably have to exceed it many times because we need to complete it, the whole thing in 1 month's time. But then we will have certainly ample time for discussion. And as I'll discuss later, there will be student presentations also to be done more regularly than in other courses. Because with this course, as it's a management course, I would like to give it a more management perspective. So we will have more presentations by you people on various topics, which we'll discuss the pattern of them, the mode of the process of them later. So the duration of the time split will be roughly like this. And that it may vary also from session to session. So as you know, we have a fast-paced semester. It's very unfortunate that we are getting back to the online mode. I was actually hoping to have an opportunity to give this in the class in person, but then sadly we had to revert back to the online system. And actually, if you within the campus, if you see now, it's actually one step back, in fact, because in seventh semester I was going to a department. I was giving the class, the lectures from the department, but now, right now, at least till the end of January, we are asked to work from home. So it's actually one step back. So right now, most people are staying at home and giving the talk. So it's certainly, I mean, of course, whether I sit in the department or at home does not make a difference so much. But then everybody was hoping to have an offline semester, but sadly, we don't know whether that will be restored this semester. Let's hope for the best. Anyway, fast-paced semester, so we should finish the whole thing in a month's time, as you know. And I need to bore you twice a day, 2 sessions each day, and to infuse the nature of elements of management. I would like to have more presentations by you, and also hopefully that will also break some monotony of listening to the lectures twice a day. So we'll have a time split. In many of the sessions, we'll have a time split between my talk and the student presentations, so that we will have a larger perspective that is being shared, and that will be a better opportunity for everybody to learn more from the course, is what I hope. So team presentations will be an integral part of this course. Course platform, obviously, MS Teams and evaluations will be as things stand now. It's going to be all online evaluations. So it's going to be on AUMS as we have done in the previous semester. So the sessions will be on MS Teams and the evaluations will be on AUMS. One thing I have left out here is the evaluation pattern. I don't remember to have seen a mail on that. I'll check that, but I guess there was some discussion, but I need to confirm this. What should be the split between assignments and periodicals and NSEM, etc. Though I don't think there will be any dramatic change. Mostly NSEM is going to be 50% and the rest is going to be 50%. Is what I expect. Anyway, I'll confirm that and and I'll get back to you later on that. What is going to be the exact evaluation pattern for this course. I think that's all what I wanted to tell as the introduction to the course. Will continue from the next session onwards with the topic. Now I leave it for you to raise questions or discussion or suggest anything that has to be different or anything that you want to be modified, particularly related to the presentation or the scheme of conducting the classes, etc. If you have any suggestions you want, you can please give now. Or if you have any questions or clarifications to be made, please do that now. Yes.
Sir, do we have periodicals or midterm?
That's one thing which I need to get back to. I guess it is periodical. The wording that I remember from an earlier communication is periodical. So I guess on 12th day or something, after 12 sessions, you have periodical 1 and then periodical 2. And then in some is what I remember. Okay, this I'll confirm and get back to you.
Okay, sir.
Sir, then will we be having Viva, sir?
That is also something which I need to get clarified. I expect that this one will remain as it used to be for all online evaluations. So periodical or midterm, as the case may be, will be having a Viva component also. That's what I expect now. We'll confirm that.
Sir, is it possible by you to cancel this?
Cancel Viva. Sorry, can you say that? I didn't get that. What did you ask?
Sir, yes, sir. I asked the same thing.
Why? Why don't you like Viva?
Sir,
Actually, it's a lot of work for me. I don't like it. But then, what is your problem with the Viva?
it is like we are writing exam for 2-3 days, sir. One subject.
That is not clear to me. Say that one. Say for example, if you have airport management Viva, what is
Yes,
your
sir.
problem?
So the 2 days before we'll be having the exam, then
Yeah.
then 2 days after
Then,
that also we'll be having Viva.
so what? It's just 5-10 minutes for you, right?
Sir, but till that time we are preparing.
Hey, don't tell me. It never looked like that to me. When I call for the Viva, that's probably when you remember that you have a Viva. No, but anyway, we have to go by the instruction that the COE or the dean gives. We'll go as per that. Anyway, it's not my choice. Actually, holding Viva is a lot more difficult than exams. Because you should keep talking, etc. For you, it is just 5 minutes, but then for the instructor, it's a lot more this one. Anyway, we probably I cannot make a change on that. We'll wait for instructions on that, and we'll go as per that, as per the.
Sir, you give a suggestion, sir. Can you give a suggestion to them?
No, no. You don't have or that the faculty members don't have a say on what should be the mode of evaluation. And I can and from what you are saying, I don't accept it as a reason for canceling or not having Vivas.
Sir, that That particular 5
But
minutes can't decide what we
no,
studied, sir.
if you now, if you have prepared for the online exam, then you are prepared for the Viva also. Don't tell me that
Sir,
then you have to keep reading
sir,
again.
not in that sense, sir, but what to say, if we doesn't if it doesn't click on that particular timeline, then we are out of Viva, no, sir. So
Now, actually, think of it. You have, if you ask me, you have more freedom in Viva, because in Viva you say something stupid. The second, and if you realize that, yeah, I said it wrongly, you have an option to correct it then and there, right? And so I think is more, probably it's more flexible than written exam, or not. And also you can ask for, say the question is not clear, that is even more this one. You can ask for clarification. Probably in the exam hall you cannot do that. If I ask something and it doesn't make sense to you, you can actually question me. What are you asking? Why don't you ask in more lucid language or more clearly? So you have an option to do that, right? So it's not as bad as you are trying to put it. Is what I think anyway. By the way, why do I don't see anything as when I try to download the attendance? Sanjay, you are able to download the attendance? You probably won't be, right?
No,
Because
sir, I won't be because I'm not the organizer.
I said the meeting. So you can manage permission, download attendance list. Sorry, it shows MTX. I think there's some problem. Anyway. Okay, any other questions, this one, etc. I will talk about how do I group the class, make teams, etc., and how we have presentations, etc. later, maybe in the next session or tomorrow. But if you have any other suggestions or anything that is to be discussed, please take.
Sir, just something that will you be engaging the entire 2 hours of the sessions daily, sir?
Say that once again. What did you ask? When?
No, sir, will you be engaging the entire time of the, I mean, the entire 2 hours of the sessions daily for this course?
Oh, what is that? No. Yeah, I think I'll be. Yeah, why? You want me to engage or
sir.
you don't want me to engage? Or
No, sir,
no,
I
what
just
are you trying
want
to get at?
yes, sir, I just wanted to ask because we have gate coming. So if time permits, if it is possible to have some brief session on propulsion.
I will even say, I say I cannot leave an entire session free, but then I will keep this in mind. We'll try to have free time. So probably it won't be. Probably
Sir, what
won't.
I
Will
meant was if it is convenient to you, I understand your workload because you have 2 sessions every day. So if it is convenient to you, if we can have a brief session on propulsion, and just a revision sort of thing. for Git.
Oh, that is a different issue altogether, right? So that cannot be part of this actually, if at all that is required. That if we want, we'll have to this one schedule it separately. And also this is not the entire class, right? So and there may be others who have not opted for this subject, but would like to have that. So that we, if at all required, we should pursue it separately. Let's not club it with this.
Okay, sir. Sir, would it be possible to have such sessions before gate at least?
It is possible, yeah, but then when is your gate, by the way?
It's on 13th of Feb, sir.
13th of Feb, yeah. Yeah, we can think of it. Only thing with this, let's see. If required, when we have that, we probably will sacrifice 1 or 2 sessions of this subject and then have it separately. But then you try to plan it. You find out who are all interested. Then you let me know, and you suggest some timings. You would suggest some timings. Then we will work it around that.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Propulsion and if required, compressible flow also. I can briefly go.
Yes. Yes. Sir, more specifically, some of the GATE 2021 questions on propulsion because we could not solve it at that time.
Can you send? So okay, if you want to be, then you if you have, you just send those. You just take
Sure.
those. Send me the screenshots of the questions first, so that
Sure.
we can
Okay,
discuss.
sir.
Okay, then anything else? Otherwise, we'll stop for the day. Not for the day. Sorry, for the session. So we'll meet in the afternoon. Okay, then. Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.